I started talking about this woman right here, Tori Branham, yesterday. She is a MAGA Republican that raised her hand and said, I did it. I'm the one that caught ice on the people at the factory. It was the illegals in there working. And she acted like she was so concerned about the people that are working for slave labor, and then they're just taking this money and sending it home. These were South Korean nationals, and they were working in a South Korean company that was here to invest in America. Now, those South Koreans were detained at least for a week, and the South Koreans over in South Korea are like pissed because how dare you? We're sitting up here building up an investment here. Y'all need us because we have to bridge the gap between the languages. So we have our employees there. We're training them. Y'all need us to train these people on how to run this plant. And then you got these people that are just swooping in and detaining people for days upon days upon days. Now, a nice lady, Canadian lady, is like, it's not necessarily Karen's fault. It's ICE's fault for not doing their due diligence. It's your government's fault for not doing their due diligence. And asking ICE or our government to do due diligence right now is akin to asking a toddler to make good and healthy decisions as far as, choosing a salad over ice cream and going to bed at a reasonable hour. It's probably not going to happen. So this woman alone, she jump-started a whole issue, an international investment issue, where Georgia is probably going to lose out on thousands of jobs, and America is going to lose out on it could be billions of dollars worth of investment, because they're not just going to pull out of Georgia. If they had any other plants, I think I might have seen Michigan as well, might not be getting some investment because of this woman in the international crisis she started. All right, so this one says the South Koreans have paused, not canceled at the moment, the $4 billion deal with the U.S. Racism equals stupidity. Racism equals expensive. It's expensive. But then when you hear her talk, and I am going to play some video clips, when you hear her talk, she was so proud of everything. Her videos are deleted, but I took some screen recordings of her videos. I'm going to put Tori's videos at the end. Some people might not want to hear her voice. So let's listen to this man talking about the projects that LG might pull out of because of Tori.
So you know how last week the Trump administration raided a Hyundai plant in Georgia and detained like 350 South Koreans? Well, South Korea has just fired back. LG has halted 22 projects in the United States, including the continuing of building this battery factory in Georgia, which was supposed to be completed at the end of the year. And get this, was supposed to create 8,500 new jobs. And now that plant is on hold because South Korea and LG said, if you're going to deport our people, then we're not going to keep building in your country. This is where the short-sightedness of the Trump administration comes in. They think they're going to score these big political points with their base by deporting 350 South Koreans working in a factory. But they've caused us to lose 8,500 jobs in the process, or at least slow it down when the country is already starting to see slow job growth, even in the negative in some instances. These people never think about anything long-term. It's all about winning the politics of the day. Who cares if we get screwed down the road? So was 350 South Koreans deported worth also then losing 8,500 jobs? Plus whatever the jobs are in the 21 other projects that they halted? This is madness. Those are good paying jobs. It would be in the tens of thousands in a time when the country desperately needs jobs. And instead, these idiots are just hellbent on making sure that brown and black people and Asian people are discriminated against and white people feel good about themselves in red states. It's complete madness and it has to stop. There's a reason why Donald Trump's numbers are in the toilet.
I just went looking for Tori's TikTok account, and it seems like all of those videos that I took screen recordings of, that account is gone. And I learned that because one of my TikTok mutuals made a video on it. So here's her video.
I love how y'all say, oh, she's doubling down. She's reneging on what she said. Listen, I stand on business. And when I say something, I don't back down from it.
Well, come on, Tori. You're supposed to stand on business. You can't stand on business if you delete your account. Tell me, Tori, what was it that finally did you in? Is it that the Korean workers, the specialized workers that were brought here, were actually here on valid visas? Or was it that Donald Trump himself was like, oh, you know what? We actually need you to stay. You can stay. Please stay. And the Koreans were like, no, we're good. We're going to go. Or is it that you have finally come to the realization that you have jeopardized a $350 billion investment? And now all of that hangs in the balance. Was that it? It could be that, Tori. But if you ask me, I think it's because you have grossly underestimated the Korean people and how fucking mean we can be. Because now, every opportunity you get, you say, I didn't know that there were Koreans involved.
I'm not defending that. I did make a report to an agent about some of the terrible work conditions and safety issues, which is what I had a meeting with the unions about, but I did not know about the Koreans.
You clearly didn't know about the Koreans. Now, I know Koreans to be some of the most warm, welcoming, hospitable, kind, generous people on earth. But if you've ever crossed a Korean, you know it can get ugly real fast. They will not for 1 second hesitate to tell you exactly what they think.
This content creator named Jenny is reading some of the comments that South Koreans are saying about Tori. So here is part 1 and part 2 of Jenny reading some comments that made it to the internet about Tori. I'll put the videos of Tori after the videos of this lady reading the comments, so it'll be at the end.
Branham is getting ripped apart by Korean netizens. I'm hoping for some people who can read Hangul. So Hangul readers out there, please translate more of the netizens' comments about Tori Branham.
Margaret Cho, say no more. By the way, disclaimer, I hate to speak about any woman this way, but this is a special case. I get a pass, right? Forgive me, mom. This psycho. Do all female Trump supporters look like worker? Oh my god, face monster? Her face and image resembles the dog's butthole. She seems dirty. If you come to Korea, immediately submerging in the sea of Incheon. She looks like Trump's style, blonde Monroe party girl. Promotion to be his secretary? Both country is wasting time because of this one crazy. If a maggot eating other maggots in the gutter reported it, and the whole government moves accordingly, they're all the same maggots. They need to first build a factory and make the profit in order to hire locals. Do they ever study economics before calling us names? Their people are responsible for electing such politicians. And Trump must also pay the price for traumatizing Hyundai employees by sending in troops. So you're saying this psycho bitch moves the whole America? It seems like her stupidity surpasses Trump. This wasn't a mom and pop store. There was a step-by-step process to turn it into operational factory after the setup is complete. Then they could hire local people and start training them. I wonder how much their government spent to train her. Stupid ajumma. Ajumma means older woman. In order to hire 6,000 to 8,000 people, they first need to build a factory. She looks so proud after stopping the whole project at the construction. She's guarding the gold duck. America didn't want to issue L1 visa and rather attacked to sabotage this business by kidnapping the engineers. Who's gonna invest in them? Why'd you do that, Ajumma? So these were nicer comments. The rest of them, let me know if you want part 2.
Tori Branham is getting...
You asked for it, here is part 2. By the way, people who are whining, why you only say you have respect for women, what about men? I respect everybody, but I have higher respect for us women.
End of discussion. Period. Point blank. Period.
Period A, period period A, period
That being said, I would never talk about women the way these comments are suggesting. This is a special case. How you gotta work for the government when you can't even work out? Lose some weight, you look cursed. This woman seems a little slow. She knows how to count 1 but doesn't know what comes next. Her physiognomy is science. It looks so simple and unassuming. These pro-gunners tend to go by the gun. Did they know something? Stupid biatch. That explains itself. If you build a factory in Georgia, Georgians gonna use it. Do you think Koreans will use that? Have you done Trump yet? Her snout looks like it's made of rubber, just like doll. Exactly what Trump likes. Those kind of son of a doesn't deserve to be on earth. That woman's skull is full of shit. You want us to put people who just sit around and do nothing in a high-tech factory? Even if we give them the whole factory, you wouldn't know what to do with it. She has the knowledge level of Trump and his supporters. It's like the American version of double cross. They will bring America down even faster. The far right and the fanatics go very well together because they can only see one dimension. It's impossible for them to coexist in society. So these comments are what came out of the loophole. The comment controls on the Korean websites are very strict, and I see a lot of them have been deleted already. Would there be part 3? You asked for it.
So there were 452 illegals apprehended at the Hyundai mega plant construction site yesterday near Savannah. And I was the one that reported the information that I had to ICE. But it goes beyond just someone working illegally. Let me explain to you. These people are working for slave wages. Some are not getting paid. Some are being trafficked. They send money home to their country. They give money to their handler. They have hardly anything left. They live in homes 5 families deep, have no quality of life. It's modern day slavery. So if you think that ICE is just going in and ripping people out of their jobs, these hardworking people that want a better life, well, guess what? Politicians have really screwed these people because when they came here, they thought they were, hey, the border's open, we're coming in, we're going to get the 5-star treatment, and we can go to the big Walmart, and we can live in a 5-star hotel, and that's just not how it is. It's very bad conditions, very inhumane, and the Biden administration started a humanitarian crisis. So y'all can't just look at it like they're ripping good people off the job. They're probably saving their lives in the long run. The only people that are mad about this raid in Elabelle, Georgia at the Hyundai mega site are probably people that don't pay taxes. Because in 2022, when they signed the agreement to bring that plant here and build it, they were given $32 million in tax breaks to employ Georgians, and they didn't. The Georgians never were hired temp to permanent. They had more of the people apprehended yesterday were Korean. They either were here illegally, overstayed their visas, or it was illegals working for the contractors and on the site. So they got all these tax cuts and never created jobs for Georgians. They get EPA tax cuts, never had any plans for well infrastructure or water. So the water they're using is in turn drying up farmers' wells. And all these surrounding counties are like, well, we have money put back in case we need to put in new wells. Well, who does that fall back on? The taxpayers. And how many cattle or crop have to die before they get it put in if they have to go in and put in those backup wells? It's not benefiting Georgians. And if you're a taxpayer, it should piss you off. You shouldn't be defending it.